Good morning from Glastonbury. This morning we're continuing with chapter 9 of the Bhagavat Gita. We have reached verse number 7. Let's begin with some mantras. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Safitam Yena Bhutale Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Safitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahya Dadati Swapadam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada So, today's verse, let's begin with singing today's verse. The translation today is, Krishna says, when one cycle ends, all beings enter my nature, and at the start of the next cycle, I send them forth again. So the Sanskrit. Sarva Bhutani Kunteya. All beings, O Kuntī, O Arjuna, son of Kuntī. Prakritim yanti mamikam. They all enter into me, into my nature, Prakriti. Kalpachaya punastani, and at the start of the new cycle, again, Kalpado Visrijamyaham, at this time, I send them forth again. So the Sanskrit. Sarva Bhutani Kunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpachayaye Punastani Kalpado Visrijamyaham. So I'll sing each line, and if you wish, you can repeat it with me a second time. Sarva Bhutani Kunteya Sarva Bhutani Kunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpachaye Punastani Kalpachaye Punastani Kalpado Visrijamya Kalpado Visrijamya. So now, looking at Prabhupada's translation, and I'm just looking here at this is an old copy of the Bhagavat Gita, which I possess. I'm very blessed to have this under my care. This is the original 1982 edition in hardbound copy. The original cover has gone missing, but this one's filled with beautiful photographs of Prabhupada, which have been added all the way through, actually. So this was a sort of roughly 250 page, maybe 300 page edition of the Gita, and this was really what provided the original springboard for the development of the Krishna consciousness movement until 1972. This was the only edition we had. No Sanskrit, just English. So the translation. O son of Kuntī, at the end of the millennium, every material manifestation enters unto my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I again create. So last week, Krishna was describing how this whole manifestation is pervaded by me, just as it's all situated in me, just as the wind blows everywhere in the ether. So all beings move in me. And now he's saying how he sends all beings forth into this world. At the end of the millennium, I think actually I'm going to refer to the Sanskrit here, which we didn't. Of course, at the beginning we didn't have the Sanskrit. So, Kalpachaye. Kalpachaye means at the end of the Kalpa. Kalpa means the millennium, the great cycle of time. All beings enter into my nature. And Kalpado means at the beginning of the next creation, the next cycle, the next Kalpa. Visrijamyaham, I again create them. So we have this, we're being introduced here. It's already been mentioned in chapter 8, but now we're being further introduced to this whole concept of cyclical time, which, you know, for me, and I'm sure for many of you, was a fantastic discovery. You know, the biblical version of creation, and the version of creation in, I think, pretty much every, I don't know, but most of the world's religious traditions. It's something that happened once. In linear time, there was a creation, and, you know, there's just one creation, just like we each just have one lifetime from birth to death. But of course what we discover in the Gita is that all time in this, in this realm is cyclical. The present moment is always the present moment, but it's constantly, everything is constantly repeated. And we see this in our own experience of life, that each day the sun rises. And each day we get a fresh chance, really, to make use of the day as it comes. And each year there's a fresh spring and a summer, and we get a fresh chance. We always get another chance. And so after the end of this lifetime, there's another chance to improve, to do it better. We've learned something, hopefully, and we proceed to, you know, the next lesson. But sometimes the lesson has to be repeated. If I haven't, you know, completed that segment of my journey, I have to go through it again. And such is life, you know, again and again. We go through the same experiences, but gradually, over a lifetime, the quality hopefully changes, and I become more self-aware, I become more present, I start to recognize, you know, what's important and what's perhaps not important. And sometimes we find it's actually the small things that are important. You know, being caring and respectful to my fellow beings, to the ones I live with, to the ones I meet on the street, and so on. And being thankful for every meal, feeling gratitude, expressing gratitude. So in this way, just through the simple things. And then, as Prabhupada always emphasized to us, use your time. He taught us how to, ideally, how to get up early in the morning and use that precious early morning time to immerse myself without any distraction of the day's activities, to immerse myself in thoughts of God, in thoughts of Krishna, and my relationship with Krishna, which is so simply done by the simple repetition of Krishna's name, which again is repeated over and over again, day after day. I reach for my bead bag. I can't see my bead bag at the moment. I must be in the house, I think. I reach for my bead bag and I count the names bead by bead and hopefully sink slowly deeper into the mantra. So let's see how Prabhupada has commented on this. It's a simple, short commentary. At the end of the millennium, the Kalpachayali, the end of the millennium, this means, Prabhupada says, at the death of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years, and his one day is calculated at 4,300,000 4,300 million of our earthly years. His night is of the same duration. His month consists of 30 such days and nights, and his year of 12 such months. After 100 such years, when Brahma dies, the devastation or annihilation takes place, which means that the energy manifested by the Supreme Lord is again wound up in himself. Then again, when there is a necessity to manifest the cosmic world by his simple will, quote, "Although I am one, I shall become many." This is the Vedic aphorism. So by his simple will, he expands himself in this material energy, and the whole cosmic manifestation again takes place. So there are these vast cycles of time, so far beyond our tiny scope of experience. Yet, we ourselves are eternal beings, and we exist beyond this world of repeated birth and death. We have our true, real life is awaiting us. It's awaiting us. I say that in the sense that because I'm living in a world of time, so I'm thinking that this is something that is awaiting me, that I will eventually get to. But of course, and because Krishna promises all through the Gita, if you devote yourself to me, you will come to me, and you won't have to come back here. So it is awaiting me. However, that existence exists eternally. It exists eternally, and I exist eternally, and that's really where I am. That's my real home. But I'm having this experience, which seems so real. And to an extent it's real, because this is Krishna's energy. But elsewhere in the Gita, Krishna says, what truly exists is that which is eternal. Anything which is temporary does not, he says, truly exist. So this seems so real, but it can vanish in a flash. And when the time comes, when my journey through this temporary realm reaches its completion, and that's up to Krishna, it's not really up to me, then I will find I'm back with Krishna, actually. Prabhupada gave us a wonderful example of on the beach as the waves roll in and then withdraw back and forth, and the tide comes in and then the tide recedes. So on the beach, he said, is a pebble. And the pebble is on the beach. Sometimes the pebble is covered by the water, and sometimes the pebble is on the beach. Sometimes covered, sometimes not covered. So he said similarly, found my beads, they're right here. He says similarly, sometimes we are covered and sometimes we're not covered, but the soul, being eternal and ever existing, it never really leaves Krishna. That was the purport of this commentary he made. We never really leave Krishna, we just think we do. So if day by day I maintain this practice, my beads have presented themselves to me, and here they are. Day by day, if I grab hold of my japa mala and I remember Krishna's name, then I'm reminded that this whole world of confusion and anxiety and forgetfulness, forgetting Krishna, is really, it seems so real. It is Krishna's energy. It has some sort of reality, but ultimately it's an illusion. Because I am an eternal being. I'm not this physical body. So I can simply chant Krishna's names and remember Krishna. So Krishna is saying, that in every millennium, I recreate this cosmos. I send the beings out into it, and then at the end, I withdraw them into myself. This is vast periods of time, infinite numbers of births, repeated birth and death. But we're so fortunate because Krishna is telling us in the Gita that you just manmana, think of me, manmana madhyaji, worship me, mam namaskuru, bow before me, manmana bhava madbhakto, become my devotee. Give your life to me, and at the end of this life, Mamekam saranang braja, you will come, definitely, you will come to me, and you will not have to return to this place of birth and death. This is Krishna's promise. So let us just practice the simple art of remembering Krishna, and in this, as we go on through the 9th chapter, Krishna will give us some very simple principles by which we can practice this remembrance of Krishna, a practice of devotion. So let's just conclude with the mantra, the beautiful Hare Krishna mantra, and hope to see you next week, where we will look at verse number 8, and slowly, verse by verse, we will go through all the 35, 36 verses of chapter 9. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare